Hey, what's going on? You stop it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Side Piece Anime Podcast. Your place for anime and manga away from your main squeeze. Hoo-wee! Today, we have so many people with us. It's Jason.
I was sitting here talking to myself.
And it's me, Jeremy, the lovable oaf. Today, we're joined by no one else. It's just us two, who I can confidently say it is the two main people of this podcast. Would you agree, Jason?
That depends. In the read line, definitely not.
I meant like just in general.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Because in the read line, it's all
It's
me and
all on
Tanner.
us. It's all on. Well, I mean, it's all of us in the read line. You know what I mean? It's all of us, man. But it's me, Mr. YouTube Master, and it's Jason, Mr. Social
You know
Media
what?
Master.
No,
What?
I can't let this go. I can't. I was ranting in this by myself while you were doing the intro. I can't let this go. I did a whole ass buggy reference in my Crybaby, and you didn't even bat an eye.
No, I heard it. I heard it. The ooh so sad. I heard it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, so sad.
I heard it. I appreciated it. I was just in the moment. I was just in the moment. And for those of you who are wondering what the fuck we're talking about, tune in on Wednesday. If you're just now looking at this video on YouTube, if not, that's perfectly fine. But if you're on YouTube, you will see that things look a little bit nicer. Our opening video made by the amazing Simiux. His link is in the description below, as well as the main feel of the video looks a lot nicer. Just because I got a new computer, guys. Like, round of applause. Round of applause, Jason. Give me them applause. Thank you. Thank you.
All that's left.
I deserve
All that's left is for me to upgrade my mic, and then we're in good standings.
Yes. Yes. I just realized I had my heater on this entire time, and my mic was picking up on it. Okay. All right. So today we're since we're not joined by Angela, we are pushing the last two episodes in this chapter back. Amazing chapter, by the way. I want to touch on that. Amazing chapter.
It was such. Ooh, did I tell you about this? I don't think I have. I have literally the perfect idea for a meme to come out of chapter 1005.
Tell me later. I don't want to spoil people on the majesty that is One Piece.
That's fine. Damn it. I guess it is kind of a spoiler. I'm trying to think of a different way to.
It's
is that a spoiler?
Well, it might be. You never know. But today we're gonna be talking about My Hero Academia. If you can't see it on the screen or in the title, we're gonna be sharing our thoughts on it as a series as a whole, and hopefully you guys stick around for that. 'Cause it's good shit. But yeah, so what's the recent chapter number that came out? Was it 305?
303.
303. That was the one.
I think it was 303. Yes.
All right. 303. That's a pretty decent number. That was like, oh man, what was that? Was that Long Ring Longland in One Piece?
In 303, no, that's probably more like.
No, that's Water 7, isn't it?
Yeah, that's probably more like Water 7.
Yeah.
Here, now I've got to look it up because I'm curious.
Because Skypiea was like a whole ass 100 chapters.
Right.
But yeah, we're talking about My Hero Academia. We're both caught up on the series. If you're not caught up, there will be spoiler talk about My Hero Academia. If you don't care about spoilers, that's perfectly fine. Pretty pumped about season 5. What?
One Piece chapter 303 is apparently the equivalent of episode. Wait, what? Okay.
Are you okay, Jason?
This is chapter 303 is immediately after Skypiea when the Straw Hats are like journeying on the octopus balloon.
Oh, okay. So
This is the chapter that Doflamingo beats the fuck out of Bellamy for losing to Luffy.
Oh, neat. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's a pretty good year. So with all that being said, Jason, what are your thoughts on this latest chapter of My Hero Academia?
The latest chapter of My Hero Academia was good. It was dope for the heartstrings appeal, and we got a little bit of world building with it. You know, with what's going on right now. I'm safe to do spoilers, right? Because we're tagging this with chapter 303.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So I really enjoyed the world building that they were talking about, like, villains are basically all over the fucking place, and that heroes in the midst of all this are retiring for some reason. You know, because things get bad, and they're like, oh, my job's done. And then the citizens are starting to, you know, be able to, what's the fucking word? Like, go all vigilante. But nothing's really getting done because, like, the top brass or some shit are either dead or hospitalized. Which I thought was fucking stupid. But I guess makes sense with the politics of quirks. And overall, I just really fucking hope that Horikoshi isn't just tugging on her ass with the ending of this chapter. Like he did with the chapter when we got revealed that Deku was in a coma, and we're like, oh shit, we're gonna explore the coma, and then we did other shit for like 7 chapters.
Yeah, Horikoshi, don't pull an Oda on us. I'm still waiting for more on Kaido. But yeah, this chapter, I don't know how to feel about it, if I'm honest with you. I think it's more of a setup chapter than anything else.
Right.
It's definitely something. I don't know. This entire recent arc, the paranormal liberation arc, I guess is what you would call it. I think it's probably the best arc in My Hero Academia yet.
I'd agree. Well, that includes the war, right?
Yeah, I would include it.
Okay,
yeah.
Then yes, I'd agree with you.
Yeah. I can see where everything is going. I can see, I can see the wheel spinning. I think that My Hero Academia might last for another 200 at most.
Yeah, they're heading into its endgame. I could see them ending at around the same time One Piece does.
Yeah, probably. Whoa, wait. You think it's gonna last for another 4 to 5 years, my man?
200 chapters?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's at most, you know what I mean? Like, Horikoshi blows through all these plot points very quickly. So, I mean, that's giving Horikoshi a lot of credit.
To be fair, when we're talking about manga, a round is like a 2-year time span.
A round? Oh, like in a fight?
No, dumb. I was like, I can see it ending, around the same time One Piece ends. That's a time frame of anywhere from 3 to 7 years.
Well, by Oda's estimation, and everyone else is like, yeah, this is serious. One Piece is gonna end within 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Dude, man, I'm telling you. But this isn't this. This is the Side Piece podcast, but we're not talking One Piece. We gotta stay on track. We gotta stay on track.
Today we're talking about My Hero Academia. Somehow it makes it about One Piece. But no, for real, I can see My Hero Academia ending, within like 3 to 5 years.
I can see.
It's definitely.
I don't know.
It's definitely headed towards endgame.
It's definitely headed towards endgame. I think that this is like, there's. I mean, it's very hard to see how this will get worse than it is, because all I think is gonna happen is they're gonna build up their forces again and then do another massive sort of attack, you know. So like if they do that massive attack,
Actually, and Horikoshi is the type of mangaka, like, we know, like, all of his arcs of the most impact are no longer than like 25 chapters, 30 chapters. Like, even the war was like, what, like 32 chapters or something like that?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, one big old arc where he wraps up everything, you know, to what One Piece fans would see as end game is like 3 years. To him, might just be like 70 chapters and call it a day.
Yeah, yeah. Which is why it was like 2 years at the most. You know what I mean? Oh, no, I said 200 chapters at the most. Yeah. I mean, I think that it's gonna... I don't know if it'll end around the same time as One Piece. But probably not, you know, as many chapters. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, man, it's getting kind of nuts. It's getting kind of nuts. How do you feel about the series as a whole? Where would it rank for you?
This is a difficult one because My Hero Academia was the first anime that I tried to watch, like, seriously. The first one I completed was Sword Art Online, but I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. All my friends say that anime is good, so I'll watch this one. My Hero Academia was the only one I was ever, like, serious about. But I've seen so many since then that it's put me in a difficult spot, you know?
See, this is the thing about My Hero Academia, right? It's like it's really good, you know, like, it's good for what it is, but then there's so many other anime that just do it better.
Exactly. Okay. Including the manga, right? Including the manga. If I was to put it on a tier list of only animes that I've seen, right, you know, I'd put it somewhere in B+.
Would it breach top 10 territory or top 15?
Well, probably, because I've only seen like 40.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair.
It would definitely reach top 15. I'll put it that way. It's 100% of my top 15. Top 10. Let's think. One Piece, Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, Assassination Classroom.
He's thinking, ladies and gentlemen. He's got that thinking cap on.
Alchemist. Soul Eater for sure. Gonna have to be in there. I'd throw Dragon Ball Z in there too. That's 8.
he's trying to think, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna go out and say it's probably 20. Just somewhere around there, 20, 25 area. Jason?
It wouldn't quite make top 10 for me. It'd make like 11th or 12th.
Okay. So, you know, top 15 area.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's like I said, it's like a really it's very daring. I will say that. It's very daring. It, you know, it suffered from a lot of issues early on for me, which is why it never really grabbed me. But it more than made up for it in a... Well, I wouldn't say more than made up for it, but it made up for it a little bit with this recent arc.
You know, that's something I see a lot. And people are like, how am I supposed to care about Class 1A when he just throws all of Class 1A at us at once, bar like 4 characters that we're introduced to in like the first few chapters. And I get that, that's a reasonable complaint. But I still kind of have to applaud Horikoshi for doing it that way. Because that's realistic.
It's realistic. That's fair. That's fair. It's realistic, and it's
Like,
very ballsy. But that doesn't mean it's good for a story. You know
right,
what I mean?
right. When like, but if you were to get assigned to a classroom, you know, you'd know maybe a handful of people, and everyone else there is fucking brand new to you. And you're not necessarily going to be friends, or even like, you know, almost friends with everyone in there. You know, people are going to break off into their little groups, and you're never going to fucking talk to people like Sato.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Now, I do want to. I want to address this one. Okay, I think it's a very realistic complaint. Okay.
Okay.
Deku is a crybaby.
Right.
Just straight up, right? Can you agree with that? He's a crybaby.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a good trait for a protagonist to have. I just, I want to, empathize with the protagonist, and I want to hate people, well, not hate, but dislike people who are opposed to him. But so often, in the beginning of the story, Deku cries at every other instance, whether or not something's cool, or whether or not he's touched by something, anything like that. He cries so often in the beginning that I start feeling like fucking Bakugo is like the actual protagonist, that I actually, want to empathize with Bakugo, because he's the one who calls him out on his bullshit. And I hate Bakugo. I think he's a bad character. Well, no, he's a good character, but I just don't like him.
Right, because he's a bad person.
Yeah, there we go.
I can feel that. But at the same time, at least Deku, he knows how to put his game face on and shit. Like, I'm looking specifically like to the USJ, right? Everything we had seen of Deku up until this point was like a fucking crybaby. You know what I mean? Like when he's doing his test to get into UA, he doesn't have any points. He's crying. He's like, I'm not gonna get any points. I mean, he does have that cool moment where he knocks out the robot, right? But that was another, like, thinking without moving, or moving without thinking incident. But then we got to the USJ, and we saw Mineta, who was freaking out over all the villains, right? And we saw this complete turnaround from Deku. So he used to be freaking out all the time, but he's keeping his head, leveling, keeping the cool. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoy Mineta, by the way. A lot of people hate on Mineta, but I actually really enjoy Mineta.
Here's why. Alright, so I think I run into the same problem with a lot of characters in My Hero Academia, at least in the beginning. That a lot of people have the same problem with Mineta about, right? Because Mineta is the stereotypical pervy, dude. But that's like all he is pervy, right? Like at least in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. So, my major problem with a lot of the characters, at least in the beginning, besides All Might, I would say, besides All Might, is that they're all singular trait characters. You know what I mean? Like, you got...
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, and that's not... I mean, it's more interesting when they're all together. You know what I mean? But it's less interesting when they're separated, which is what I felt in the USJ situation.
Well, I'll say that Tsuyu gets to be the exception to that.
Well, yeah, but we didn't really get to know Tsuyu at all until USJ.
Right.
So
but I can feel you.
Yeah. Like, Horikoshi had time to develop Tsuyu.
Until the USJ, all the characters were extremely one-dimensional. Outside of the main cast, like Ida, Uraraka, Bakugo, and Deku. we all saw, being like real. But everyone else, Kaminari, lovable goofball. Jiro, punk rock girl. Agakure, what's the word? Airhead. Ashido, Airhead. Uh, God, what's the best boy's name? Oh God, how am I forgetting the best boy's name?
Ooh, Kirishima.
Yeah, Kirishima, manly. Like that's all he had.
Right. Then you got Tokoyami, who's all dark and brooding, And then you got Todoroki,
Right.
and he's just fucking hate-filled. I don't like anybody. And then you got Bakugo, who's a different kind of hate-filled. He wants to bully everybody. And then you got Deku, he's a crybaby. It wasn't that interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But at least now we get more character development. You know what I mean? And that's I think one of the negatives of My Hero Academia is that it didn't get introduced with strong characters.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, man, you got any criticisms or positives about My Hero Academia?
One thing that I really, 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 really don't like about My Hero Academia, right, is that every single time, right, and I mean literally every single damn time Deku ever gets a power-up, it's immediately before the fight that he needed it to win.
Oh, plot armor.
Yeah, I guess that is plot armor. But like looking at it like a Air Force, right? Literally got it the exact same morning before he fought what was his face? The Gentle Criminal, which he needed to win. Or Full Calling, literally hadn't even perfected it, had still been training it, and got it right before the Stain fight, which he needed to win. Or like Black Whip, right?
Right.
He mastered it exactly before he needed it to beat Shigaraki. It gets annoying.
Now, in defense
like
of Black
from now
Whip,
on,
I will defend Black Whip, okay? And the only reason why I'll defend Black Whip is because we at least, Air Force Full Cowling aside, and, a little bit with Full Cowling, but a lot less, we at least got to see him struggle for a lot of chapters with Black Whip. You know what I mean? We at least got that kind of training montage.
Right, which is fair, but at the same time, it's like Black Whip was something he couldn't use in a fight, right? It was inconsistent. If he used it for more than a second, he was going to lose control. We saw him struggle with it, struggle to use it, and all that, right? And we learned he mastered it, and then literally 2 chapters later, he's like, I'm the only one who can keep Shigaraki in the air because I mastered Black Whip, and I mastered Float off screen.
Float was an ass pull, okay? Float was a huge ass pull. That just came out of nowhere.
He mentioned Float chapters before. When All Might was talking to someone, he was like, what power will he get next? Or, no, Deku was talking to one of the descendants, or the predecessors, and it was like, next, you'll get Nana Shimori's quirk, Float. I don't know what happened. But it was mentioned that Float was going to be the next one. But it was like, yeah, I mastered it off screen, and while I did that, I unlocked another quirk, Danger Sense, off screen.
Dude, I didn't even catch Danger Sense, if I'm honest with you. I didn't even catch that. I was reading chapters, I'm like, wait, how the fuck did he do that? It was not clear at all.
Right, it was just something that was mentioned. It wasn't even like a full page, it was like 2 panels. It was like, oh, by the way, I also unlocked a different quirk, Danger Sense. I haven't quite mastered it yet, but it's still useful. Back to the fight.
Yeah, that's that little progression of events is why I think it's gonna end pretty soon. Because like, how are you gonna introduce 3 out of the 8 or 6 powers that
well, he's the 9th.
He's the 9th, and All Might and the first buddy was
were quirkless.
Yeah, they were quirkless.
and 6 of them have quirks. So he's got like 3 of the 6 quirks down in like no time flat. Like what, like 60 chapters since he unlocked the first one, and he's got 3 of them now.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous pacing, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
Which, it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? Like, I would have rather Horikoshi took his time a little bit.
It was, and it sucks too, because back when I was anime only, it was something I heavily praised My Hero Academia for, was that Deku starts off at the bottom, right? The very bottom of his class, which is cemented with like the physical quirk test, right? And then we see him slowly struggle to learn his quirk and get better from full caling to 5% to 8% to 15% if he can really force himself, And I was like, this is amazing. A shonen where the character just doesn't start off stronger than everyone already and only gets stronger as the time goes on because everyone else gets stronger, but he stays stronger than everyone else. But here we are in the manga. He's got multiple quirks now, and after a week of training from Endeavor, his full cowling limit went from 20% if I force myself to 30% all the time.
Yeah. I don't get it. Because
got 2 quirks off screen.
Yes. That, I really do praise the whole war and Paranormal Liberation Front arc, that whole thing. But that was like a huge bummer.
Right, and now that I've read the manga, I can't, if I'm trying to get one of my friends to watch My Hero Academia, that's not something I can stay a full conscious anymore. It's like, oh dude, it's awesome. It's a shonen where the character starts off at the very bottom. It's an anime, but like a hero school, and all the kids got superpowers and stuff, and they work hard to get stronger. But he starts with no superpower. Because now I know it's like, yeah, he does that for a while, and then he just fucking jumps in power out of nowhere.
Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, when I was first in, someone was telling me to watch My Hero Academia a long time ago. The way they described it made me think that, and I've told this to you before, that it was like a Batman type story, which was like a kid with no quirk becomes a superhero and becomes the best hero without using a quirk, right? That's, and that's obviously a gross, that is not what the story is about.
Right.
But even now, just thinking about that, I'm still on the fence, but I'm leaning towards my original thought, which is I would have rather that have been the plot. Because then we get to this, where now it's like he gets multiple quirks. What the fuck was the point of building up all for one when, it's just super strength?
Right.
Which, I mean, yeah, it's not just super strength, but still, I mean, it's basically just super strength at this point.
You want to know why I think Horikoshi did that, actually?
Because it's boring looking at him fight with fists?
Yeah, pretty much. It's because, super strength, like, it was even mentioned in the manga and anime that, he's nothing special, just another power enhancer type. It was like, oh man, my shonen protagonist is nothing but just another generic strong boy. I gotta do something. Let's make him more tactical. Let's give him shoot style and air force. And they were like, okay, but he still just uses super strength, and he was like, alright, fine, you know what? Fuck you. Multiple quirks.
You know what? And he could have done such a way better job at introducing these multiple quirks, too.
Oh, so much of a better job.
Like, this was such a huge stumble. Because I feel like he didn't... Like, once he introduced the concept and he got Black Whip down, I feel like he didn't know how to continue that.
Right.
Which is what I feel like was his process. Trying to get from, okay, he's just super strength to multiple quirks, he felt like he hit a dead end with fucking super strength, and then he had to just add more to keep it interesting. But also, how dare people say, oh, he's just another super strength or power enhancer type, when All Might, the number one hero, was just a power enhancer type.
I mean, still, that's like it's even what the characters in the manga and anime said.
It is. It is, and that's like, how do you reach that? How can you say, oh man, All Might's the greatest, when that's all he does? He just punches.
Right. I don't think that's what they meant by it. Right. Like when you're training heroes, right? You know, the number one thing you're gonna go to is what are their quirks and how can they be used, right? Well, when you're looking at someone who's just super strength, it's like, all right, he's just another super strength dude. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just train and get better at fighting. You know, you don't got no quirk to train. You don't got no tactical thinking on how to best use your quirk or when your quirk should be used. It's just, okay, lift weights and get better at fighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like feel that.
We already know so many people in My Hero Academia that's their powers, that they're just super strong. Muscular, Salto, All Might, Deku, Power, or what was that one dude? Death Arms. You know, so many people that's their powers, that they're just super strong.
Yeah, it's definitely a overabundant quirk type. That's like the paramecia fruits of quirks.
Right. Then you got people like Yayorozu who like actually have to think about how to use her quirk.
By the way, that's a terrible quirk. I'm gonna be real. That's a terrible quirk. Terrible quirk. Okay.
For raw combat potential, yes. For versatility, hell no.
Okay, hold on. Let me defend my stance. Okay, let me defend it. You have to read so much shit and know the molecular structure of so much shit, and then you have to be able to, on the fly, convert your lipids into this shit. Do you know how complicated that shit is? Do you know?
That's exactly the point of Yayorozu's entire character, though.
Yes, she is so intelligent that she can do that, and that's fair. But if you take that quirk and put it in the hands of anyone who's just normal, fucking useless. They'll make forks. That's what they'll do.
Like, that's fair. But you could say that about so many quirks. Like Harding, useless.
It is. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm gonna make my skin hard.
Like,
ooh.
Like they even showed us that Kirishima, like, you know, before he started like actually training like his ass off to get into UA, his quirk sucked. Permeation sucks.
Okay, but here's in defense of permeation over fucking what's her face's quirk? I can't remember her name.
Yayorozu.
Yes, that one. In defense of permeation, that one actually has more utilities for the common person.
Like what? Walking through walls?
Walking through walls. Let's say you drop something behind your stove. Oh, here, let me just pick it up and move it. You know, shit like that. Just fucking, it's good shit. Okay, it's good shit. You could do so much with it. You know what? Your house is on fire. Oh, never mind. I'll just permeate through it. You know what I mean? It's so much better. But then, like, let's put those situations.
My house is on fire. Let's make a fire extinguisher.
Yes, but you need to know the fucking chemical compounds of fucking whatever's in the fire extinguisher. You need to know exactly how it's put together. You need to know the molecular compounds of the fucking fire extinguisher itself. It's way too complicated.
We saw both Mirio and his dad struggle for fucking ever because walking through a wall sucks ass. Because you got to be so careful with it. It's stuck in the wall.
It does suck ass. I agree with you. It sucks fucking ass. But it's still better for the common person.
What, then to memorize a page of a structure?
A page of a structure and the molecular compounds and structure of that thing. And then you have to eat enough food in order to not, like, die. In order to make it.
Yeah, dude. You get to make whatever you want, and you get an excuse to eat however much you want. Where's the con?
The con is not everyone's that smart. fucking what's her face is in like the top 1%, okay? Top 1%. And then everyone else.
You think Yaoyorozu?
Yes. But if Mirio if Mirio the numbskull can make use of his quirk, everyone else can.
Do you think Yaoyorozu made her own breast implants?
What did you just say to me?
do you think that's something she did?
Did she?
Is that she
I don't think she has breast
quirk?
implants. What the fuck are you talking about?
What could you imagine if she did?
I am having such a difficult time answering that question. Because I don't even want to think about that. And if she made it, doesn't it come out of her skin? It wouldn't, like, stay inside of her. And on top of that, alright, for real, on top of that, just anatomically, okay? Why, I'm sorry for kids who are watching this. Why are her boobies so big when her quirk specifically uses up lipids and fat cells, and boobs are mostly made out of fat?
Manga.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. It don't make no sense. But yeah, man. So all right, Jason, for real talk. Top 3 characters.
Top 3 characters? Oh, that's easy.
In order.
Well, we got the homie Jiro in first, and then you got Suyu Asui, and then you got
Easy.
Tape Zero. Then you got Zero in third.
You can't even remember his name, and you put him in number 3.
There are so many characters, and it's literally fucking midnight. I woke up at 7.
This is fair. All right, my top 3 is All Might is number 1 because he's a homie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rose.
I really like Eraserhead. I'm gonna put him at number 2. And I really like Tokoyami's quirk, so he's gonna go in number 3.
Tokoyami's dope.
He's good. He's good. He has a shadow.
And you know what I never see people talk about? People never talk about the fact that Tokoyami fucking 1v1'd what's his face, the leader of the Meta Liberation Army, and came out on top.
Yeah, that's because his quirk is fucking strong as fuck, man.
Yeah, strong as hell.
And then he swooped in and he saved Hawks from Dabi.
Yeah, man.
That's like balls of steel. He is the unsung hero of the war arc.
I lied. I'm gonna have to drop Sarah for twice.
Oh yeah, twice is nah, twice would be 4. And I only really liked Twice after the Paranormal Liberation arc started.
I'm still really upset that Twice died.
Yeah, that's a shame. That is a shame. Season 5 is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, Season 5 will be the next one, and I think you and I share the same theory on when it'll end. I think it'll be a cliffhanger on the, that one part of the manga, and they were like, that was the day that no heroes were out in the city or some shit like that.
If it does, I would be
And that,
pissed off, but I can see it happening.
that's probably going to be the cliffhanger for season 6. Let's be real.
It probably will be.
And season 5 will cover the joint training arc, and then the Endeavor, the Endeavor training shit.
Make the arc longer, for God's sake. Endeavor arc should have been longer.
Dude, yeah, especially because they were like, oh, we've been here for a week. I mastered my quirk, mastered another quirk, and quadrupled my full cowling output.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, I get not wanting to have filler in your seasonal anime. Believe me, as a Promised Neverland fan, having filler in the second episode of season 2 and having the entirety of the rest of season 2 skip one of the most beloved arcs in the series. Okay? That sucks. But please, for the love of God, put filler in My Hero Academia and make Endeavor arc longer. Just add more events, please.
That would be so dope if the Endeavor arc was longer.
Man, I'm just. Alright, man. Yeah, My Hero Academia. It really did get a lot. It got a lot better. It got a lot better.
Yeah, the manga is in a really good spot.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future.
Now it's my turn to ask the question, Jeremy, and I know you hate this question. You hate it every time anybody asks it to you because you think it's dummy.
Give it to me.
Who's your My Hero Academia waifu? Or gaifu?
God damn it, Jason.
I had to ask.
My Hero Academia waifu.
Or gaifu.
Or husbando. I'm just gonna go with waifu, because that's just easier. That's a difficult question, especially since most of the characters are kids, and I ain't no pedophile. So I actually gotta think about what characters are not kids. Oh shit! Why did you have to ask me that question? One of the cat chicks.
Oh, the telepath one, or the well, there's 3 of them. There's the telepath. There's the one who controls the earth, and then there's the one who can search people's quirks. The one who got her quirk stolen.
Yeah, that one. I want that. That would be my waifu. Is the quirk
you want
stolen
Ragdoll?
person? Yeah.
The one with the green hair and the eyeliner.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Husbando would be All Might, but that's just me.
For a while it was Jiro, but I've recently turned 18, which means I can no longer claim that. But that's okay. Because joke.
What's your waifu, Jason?
I just said it's joke.
Joke. Who is Joke?
The girl, the other pro hero, that was that kept being to Aizawa was like, ah ha ha ha, marry me, and Aizawa was like, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, joke.
I think Mirko would be a second for me.
Yeah, except Mirko's 100% a dom.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But you know what they say about rabbits.
They're good at math. Man. And Husbando, this is weird, okay, and this is a weird choice. Because I don't know why I think this. To put this out there for everyone, 99% of the time my physical attraction to someone is determined by hair, which is why I physically can't explain why Kamui Woods is my #1 choice for Husbando.
He doesn't have hair. What the
I
fuck
know.
are you talking about?
I know. That's why I can't explain it, but he is. It's Kamui Woods all the way.
You don't like the fucking Paper Ninja?
No.
Best Genus.
No. It's Kamui Woods 100%, and I don't know why. He doesn't even have a face. He's just all wood, and I don't care. He's still the hottest man in the show.
You don't want to get freaky with Gang Orta?
No.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
You don't feel me. You've been picking on me for Kamui Woods.
I'm not picking on you, man. I don't understand, okay? I don't
I don't
understand.
either. You want me to say?
Oh, man. But yeah.
It could be worse. Did you ever play Nintendogs?
I have never played Nintendogs, Jason. I'm a boomer.
So basically, there was this thing you could do with Nintendogs, where like there would be like other owners, right? And you could like accidentally like meet them at a park or at a dog show. And I knew a girl, right, who had a crush on one of the Nintendog owners, named like Jared or something. And it was so weird, because Jared didn't even have a sprite. He was just a name. And she would still get like all flustered and purposefully try to like accidentally bump into him on a dog walk to go see Jared.
Oh. From Subway? That was good. But yeah, man, My Hero Academia, it releases every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central.
Oh damn! I just realized how close we are to season 5 probably releasing.
Oh yeah, man. But aren't the chapters released 10 a.m. Central?
Yes, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Central on the Shonen Jump website or app. You can also see it weekly on the MangaPLUS by Shueisha app. Go check it out. Those are the legal ways to do it. It's free to read the newest chapters. What?
Jeremy, I have another thing that's gonna make you mad because you hate this.
Is it another question?
It is.
Oh Lord Jesus! Jason has a question. All right, Jason, what is
it? Which My Hero Academia ships do you want?
Which is there an ending to that question, or are you just trail off?
Yeah, which ones do you want? Which ones do you want?
Gentle Criminal and the one chick. That's the one.
Ooh, okay. Just that one?
Just that one, because that's the only one that's realistic.
Oh. You really finna come out here and say Deku X Uraraka isn't realistic?
I feel like it's a high school crush, and if it turns into fucking the ending of Naruto, I'm gonna be mad. I'm just gonna be mad.
What, like you and Angie? I'm kidding. Whoa. Whoa. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Who are you calling a pinhead?
Pinhead.
Do you think that that's gonna happen? Because for me, I can very realistically see at the end of My Hero Academia, everybody there is just gonna pair up and shit, and it's gonna be god awful. Because I don't know why, but they did it in Bleach and they did it in Naruto, but at the end of both of those series, everyone just decided to pair up with people and just start families and shit, and it's like the most unnecessary thing. Like, there's other ways you could have people meet up.
I can see it kind of pulling a Naruto, but the thing about My Hero Academia is that in Class 1A, there's only 6 girls. You know? So like, even if they wanted to do that, they couldn't do it and commit.
Kiroshima and Tetsu.
I think in Class 1A, there'd only be 3 that would happen.
Well, potentially. But you also gotta factor in Class 1B.
Oh, Class 1B. I already know for a fact that the big hand chick and the dude, what's his quirk? He like puts things into other things.
He fuses people.
Yeah, he fuses things. The big hand girl and the fuse thing people, the fuse thing person are gonna end up together.
You also gotta remember the support classes and fucking engineer chick.
Oh, Ida and Mei Hatsume are gonna end up together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm calling that one. I'm calling Ida and Hatsume. Jeremy, you still there?
Yeah, I'm just looking on Discord shit. But yeah. I mean, there could be definitely some sort of whatever, and I can see it realistically happening. But besides Gentle Criminal and La something, I can't remember her name. For the
La
life of me.
Brava.
La Brava, that's right. I can't really get in anyone's corner. I just physically can't. Because I don't want the main characters to do that.
Oh, man. But then again, you're in the boat that thinks Deku's gonna die, so you think he has no end game no matter what.
I said that's one of the things. The other thing is that it goes down the Naruto path. He gets fucking crippled or some shit, or or he sacrifices, one for all. Okay, and then he just fucking he can't be a hero no more, so he becomes a stay-at-home husbando, right? Or he just dies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's I don't know. The ending of My Hero Academia, I can see both One for All and All for One just leaving, just not being quirks anymore at the end of it.
Right. Because everything we know about One for All since like its introduction was that the dude specifically did this One for All thing to take down All for One at some point. So if Deku takes down All for One, the point for One for All is kind of gone.
Right.
Is kind of the path they're leading down. But at the same time, that would mean that either the heroes hire Overhaul to make them more of the quirk erasing bullets in return for, him getting his hand back from Eri so that he can put his father back in position. Get him out of his coma. And then it'll be like, whatever, you can take my hand away, put me back in prison. I'm cool. I'll tell you how to make the bullets. Just let me get this man out of the coma. I can see that reasonably happen with Overhaul. Or Deku will have to kill All for One for his quirk to disappear.
Yeah. I agree with you. Those are strong possibilities. Like, My Hero Academia, unlike One Piece, okay, I'm drawing this parallel because you should always compare your series to something you feel is better, okay? That no matter what, okay? My Hero Academia is very linear, like story-wise, because once something happens, you can fucking tell what's gonna happen next. But with One Piece,
and that's
you
okay.
just can't. Go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry about that, buddy.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But with me, it sucks some of the enjoyment out of it. You know what I mean? It's like, if I feel like I know where it's going and it shows all the signs of it going somewhere, I personally just don't feel as into the series.
Yeah, I can vibe with that. That's something that when I was first starting One Piece, I caught onto very quickly, is that no matter what you think's gonna happen, something completely fucking different is gonna happen. It does whatever it wants because it is One Piece.
Yes. Oda specifically writes the series to throw you off at every single fucking turn he can. Like, he does not want you to figure out what's happening, while Horikoshi has his game plan in mind and he's sticking to it. And that's two different, Go ahead.
I'm thinking specifically, right? Like, we make it to the Grand Line, right? We make it to Whiskey Peak. People be celebrating, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna turn out to be pirates, and I'm like, oh, they turned out to be pirates, but they weren't just pirates. They were Baroque works who worked for Mr. Zero, who was a secret shadow secret man, and they were there to get a princess that they found earlier that they took to the island, and it's a big old thing, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. They weren't just, oh, hey, there's an island and the people were gonna be friendly, but they're not. It was a setup for one of the best sangas in One Piece, and then you got the Drum Island, and we got introduced to Dalton. I'm like, oh, he's the next Straw Hat, and then we got introduced to Kureha, and I'm like, okay, now she's definitely the next Straw Hat. Then it turned out to be fucking Chopper, the reindeer, which, don't get me wrong, I fucking adore Chopper, but I was like, seriously, the reindeer?
I would argue that it even happens before you get to fucking Whiskey Peak. Like, that's a good example, you know what I mean? And Drum Island, that's a good example. But even, like, before we even get to Logetown, everyone's like, oh, the Grand Line's the pirate graveyard. We go up the fucking mountain, we go down the mountain, we don't see a graveyard, we see a goddamn whale. You can't say that you would expect a goddamn whale. that's unexpected. He's like, oh yeah, you expect broken ships everywhere? Here's a whale. Like, and he's sad. He's depressed. He's fucking depressed.
Right. Depressed whale.
Depressed whale.
And then, here's the thing. He never stops. There is not... I don't care who they say they are. They are lying. If anybody, and I mean anybody, says that they saw Robin becoming a Straw Hat.
Oh, dude. The only people who say they saw it happening is people who got spoiled by the third anime opening.
Exactly.
Which
there
is
is
a
not
shame.
one dang person alive who saw that happen.
That was the worst thing Toei ever did to One Piece fans. The worst thing. But yeah, man, it's My Hero Academia. It's a linear story, and that's fine. You gotta take it how it is. Some people just enjoy linear stories more than others, and I feel like I can say this about you as well, Jason, but I don't personally like linear stories as much as like connected and fucking complex stories. You feel me?
Oh yeah, you know for a fact, because you watched so many One Piece episodes with me, that I feel like from your point of view, knowing everything you knew about One Piece, watching what I was watching, knowing that this is all I know, that you saw the gears slowly turn in my head and how much fun I was having trying to guess what was gonna happen next, or figure out what the devil fruits were about, and all this shit.
Dude, it's an adventure. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in to why you should watch One Piece instead of My Hero Academia. Tune in next week for
Oh, man.
But no, seriously, watch My Hero Academia, read My Hero Academia. It's at least experience it for yourself. You can find the latest chapters and the first couple chapters for free on Shonen Jump .viz.com. Or is it viz.shonenjump.com? I can't remember. It's one of those two.
I don't remember.
There's also an app for it on the App Store and on the Google Play Store. You can also find the MangaPLUS by Shueisha app on the Google and Apple Store. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's about an hour long in length. Do we have any other topics to talk about?
I do just want to say real quick, if you're someone who's like watched and you're like caught up on My Hero Academia the anime, right, and you're like not that impressed, it's not a lot of people like to throw around mid like it's an insult, which is small rant. Why the fuck is calling an anime mid an insult?
I feel like it wasn't supposed to be insulting, but I feel like people take it that way.
Right. Because, like, here's the fucking thing. Statistically, most animes are going to be mid. Right? Being mid means you're good. Right? If you're less than mid, right, you're bad. You're less than average. Being good is the average, right? You're a good anime if you're in this zone. You're a great anime if you're above it, and a bad one if you're below it. So why the fuck do people say, oh, that anime's mid, and use it like an insult? It makes no sense.
Yeah, man, you're either amazing like Goat Piece, you're either mid like Mid Hero Academia, or you're trash tier like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Low hanging fruit. I had to.
What was I about to say? Yeah, read the manga. Like, you don't even have to read all of it. You don't even have to read any of it. Really, with season 5 coming out soon. My Hero Academia is going to get so much better than where it is in the anime right now.
If you already enjoy the anime where it is, you'll enjoy it even more. Like me personally, I was like at the lowest tier. I was at the lowest tier of like My Hero Academia is mid, right? I felt like there was other things I could be watching or reading, but I caught up to it on the manga. It got so much better. It actually improved my overall view of My Hero Academia.
Right, and it's something he reads weekly now.
Yes. I read One Piece, I read Sakamoto Days, and then I read fucking My Hero Academia. That's the order.
I always read One Piece, and then Undead Unluck, My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone.
Yeah, it's definitely something you should read. But Jason, let's wrap this up. Where can people find you?
Yeah, rap, Zero, tape. You can find me on Twitter at SSMGinGuy, or you can find us on Twitter at SidePieceAnime.
Alright. You can find me on Twitter at Side of Aether. AETHER, Side of Aether. You can also find us on the on Twitter, like Jason said. You can find us using the Discord link above. In the video. It's also pinned down in the comments. And you can also find us on Instagram. Our handle is Sidepiece Anime Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SidepiecePodcast. And you can if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, you can always send it to one of those avenues. You can also send it to us via email at sidepieceanimepodcast@gmail.com. And with that out of the way, I think that was an amazing episode, right, Jason?